Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The name's Ben, and Honele. We finally got our first look at Destiny 2, and man does it look amazing. If you missed the live stream, fret not, I got you covered. Here are 10 things to look forward to come Destiny 2 on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Number 1. Alternate supers! I called it! I mean, except for the part where, they're nothing like I imagined. Okay, first up, we have a reimagined version of the Defenders called Sentinel, where instead of deploying a stationary bubble, Titans can now run around with a shield. Very Captain America-esque. I'm not exaggerating, they literally toss a shield like Cap, and it bounces conveniently between targets, defying all the laws of physics. Shields don't care. What's great about this super is that not only are you mobile, but you can use it defensively and dish out damage with the shield both at close quarters and at range. Next up we have the Dawnblade, the reimagined version of the Sunsinger. When deployed, this super will grant warlocks an area of effect attack, like Fist of Havoc, plus sword attacks for close quarter engagements and a projectile attack for targets far off. Amazing. I'm really liking the theme they got going here. Supers don't seem to be limited to one form of engagement. They have both roaming and area of effect attacks. Kinda like I was hoping when I put out my wish list last week. Lastly, we got a look at the Hunter's Arekkz Strider. The short-stop accessories, aka Blades of the Blade Dancer, are no more, folks. Hunters the world over will be able to reach targets that are a foot away and not get bamboozled. The Arekkz Strider super also includes an area of effect attack like the Dawnblade, except this one projects forward much like Razor's Edge. Number 2. The game will play at 60 frames per second or more, but only on PC. That's right, for some reason consoles don't get the upgrade. This is especially confusing since the new Xbox is slated for release well within the lifespan of Destiny 2. Could it be a brilliant plan to make people buy the new consoles by offering 60 frames per second only on future generation consoles? Who knows? In the meantime, I suspect we may see a great console to PC migration when the PC version of Destiny 2 comes out. The PC version was developed in conjunction with Blizzard, the team behind games like Overwatch, so I'm definitely getting a piece of that action. Number 3. New weapon types. Grenade launchers and plasma type weapons like the dubious volley that never made it to Destiny 1 appear to be commonplace in Destiny 2. Here's footage of another nade launcher that looks like the illegitimate love child of Destiny 1's Gjallarhorn and some noob tube from Battlefield 1. What's interesting is the slot that these weapons occupy, and that leads me to the next point that I guess some people will be looking forward to. Number 4. New weapon economy. Here's what Luke Smith had to say about this new system.
We also redesigned the weapon slots. They're going to have a kinetic weapon, an energy weapon, and then a power weapon. Power weapons are things like fusion rifles and sniper rifles and grenade launchers. In that energy slot and the kinetic slot, you can have the same weapons.
What I heard was snipers are now heavy weapons and they occupy a slot designated power weapons, along with shotguns, fusion rifles, machine guns, and rocket launchers. I'm calling it right now. If ammo doesn't spawn as frequently as it did during the reveal, I'm gonna goose for the first 2 months. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. In my last video, I spoke about how creating a better option like sidearms made people use fewer shotguns and snipers in the current game. And now it seems like sidearms may be more commonplace than all other types of previously special weapons. Having said that though, the weapon slots that normally housed sidearms can now be used to carry hand cannons and other primaries or SMGs. So you'll basically be able to carry a scout rifle or a pulse rifle in the first slot for long-range engagements, as well as hand cannon in the second slot for shorter ones. Or you can wield double hand cannons. Why not? Additionally, the guns in the energy weapon slot will have elemental damage and can deal extra damage against guardians with active supers. Pretty cool addition, I think. Number 5. According to Bungie, all Crucible game modes will be limited to 4v4 playlists. This hints at a possible esports push by this time next year. Feel it. Good news is that this means there are no more 3v3 playlists. Smiley face, because those were boring and slow. Bad news is that this means there will be no more 6v6 playlists. Sad face, because those were chaotic and very multi-killy and stuff. I really enjoyed them. Given Bungie's history with community satisfaction though, I suspect the majority of casual players will call for the return of 6v6 playlists. Number 6. A new game mode. During the reveal, we got a look at the new game mode, Countdown. If you've played Call of Duty in the past 10 years, it's very similar to the game mode Demolition or Search and Destroy, except each team gets a fixed number of revives. That last bit about revives is something that is long overdue, I think. If they implement the same in Destiny 2's Trials of Osiris or its equivalent, no one would complain. Should be interesting, especially considering the fact that supers, grenades, and melees appear to be toned down a bit, meaning that the skill gap will be much wider in Destiny 2 compared to the current game, as gunplay becomes a more prominent factor in 1v1 engagements. It's gonna take 3 melees to kill somebody, for God's sake. I can't wait. I'll include links to footage of the new game mode in the description. Number 7. Guided games. Bungie shared some pretty stunning stats during the reveal, including the fact that 50% of the gaming population of Destiny had never completed a raid. Some of you spoke in my last video and suggested Bungie should introduce raid matchmaking, but I think they did one better. With guided games, you gain the ability to browse clans and join fire teams consisting of clan members that are not your own. I really like this idea because if you're attempting to run raids with the current LFG system or the Xbox version of LFG, you'll know that finding a good raid squad is a hit or miss. Heavy on the miss. This system will allow solo players to replace that one guy or girl in the fire team that left because he or she was getting yelled at by his or her mom. Or that one mom or dad that had to suddenly go and change a diaper for 3 hours straight. Believe me when I tell you, if you've never raided, you'll soon learn that it is easier to sit in for one person on an already assembled raid group than it is to assemble one for yourself. This feature will be very popular, I can feel it. GG Bungo. Number 8. End of orbit transitions. This means you can travel from planet to planet without having to sit in orbit at all. If you're working on a specific set of patrol missions on Earth but need to go to Saturn's moon Titan to finish the same, simply navigate through the menu and you appear on a new location. During the reveal, I caught glimpses of what looked like new ships will be sporting in Destiny 2. This suggests that going to orbit might be possible, at least when assembling a fire team for a brand new PvP or PvE activity. Number 9. New worlds. The previously explored solar system we've come to know has finally expanded to include new locations like Titan, one of Saturn's moons. The EDZ, which is European Dead Zone, located on Earth, is going to be twice as large as any explorable area we've seen in Destiny 2. Nessus is another location we'll be seeing, a planetoid controlled by the Vex, and Io, one of Jupiter's moons. Can't wait. What's great is that public events at each of these locations will now be highlighted on the map director, and won't require third-party apps to track. I'm looking most forward to the Crucible maps that will result from this new expanded Destiny universe. I really hope we'll get a wider variety of map sizes and designs that will allow more than just a handful of weapon types to shine. Number 10. New skills and abilities. A number of classes have been reported to have improved maneuverability. One shown in the reveal was a Warlock ability that grants Dawncallers the ability to plummet suddenly during a glide. You can see it in action here. This is going to grant them a huge tactical advantage, since it'll allow them to disengage their opponents on demand instead of that slow descent we've been used to these past 3 years. Even as someone that doesn't main a Warlock, I really appreciate this small addition. In addition to grenades and melees, each class will get a third ability. Here it is displayed as a rift-like aura around the Guardian. Warlocks, for example, can deploy either a healing rift or an empowered rift, which grant health regen or increased damage respectively. These no doubt will be our blessings and weapons of light equivalents during Destiny 2. Hunters, even Golden Gunners, now have a dash ability, similar to McCree's barrel roll, which can not only allow you to put distance between you and a target, but will reload your weapon as well. And Titans, they'll be able to deploy shields of varying sizes, much like amped walls, except fortunately, they won't be able to shoot through them. Thank goodness. I've included links to the 3 videos that go over each subclass in greater detail below. Enjoy those, they're by Arekkz Gaming. Anywho, that about sums up the 10 things I'm most excited about. The beta will be available to play sometime this summer for those that pre-order the game, and until then, I'm putting up a lot of Destiny 2 related content, so stay tuned. Until next time, God bless and deuces.